Fiza is neither for or against artificial intelligence.
She doesn't think her opinion matters, nor do the opinions of most of the world.
The potential of this technology is in the hands of the technological and political elite.
And most of you will just watch as the future unfolds.
You'll either be victims or beneficiaries of the technology.
Fiza hopes this video will help you benefit.
Those folks who you just heard were not people. That was artificial intelligence. Each person was artificially created. This is not an image of a real person with an animated mouth, no. These realistic-looking characters were created by AI through a technology called deep learning. Deep learning allows computers to look through huge data sets of human faces, learn from them, and then create new faces from scratch. All I did was feed it a script to read. That's one very basic way of showing you how smart AI has become and why everyone is talking about it. Unless you're living under a rock, you need to know about AI whether you're interested in it or not, because it will either be a threat or an opportunity in your personal lives. As former Chief Business Officer of Google X, Mo Gaudat, recently said,
"The actual threat ahead of us is not the machines at all. The machines are pure potential. The threat is how we're going to use them."
Today, there's great potential to create a better world and to improve your life with artificial intelligence. Yet all we've been fed on social media and in the news recently is how AI will take over humans and take our jobs. Watch out, ethnic minorities. Looks like we've got competition. To be clear, right now it isn't AI that could potentially boot you out of your job. It's humans. Humans who have upskilled themselves in AI and will be able to do your job in half the time, for example, or do the job of 10 of you. So the company will likely cut you and save a ton of money. We've also been seeing get-rich-quick schemes using AI and generally how to screw over the next guy and become successful at the expense of others. Still, that's a problem with humans, not AI. But what if we did use it for good and actually improved our lives? And what if I told you it's easier than you think? For the first time in human history, anyone with the internet has access to free open source AI tools that even my nan could use. Of course, I'm talking about the most popular ones right now, ChatGPT developed by OpenAI and Google's Bard. These AI tools are conversational chatbots trained to communicate and generate human-like text responses to your questions and prompts. You can ask these just about anything, from the most simple thing to the most absurd. It goes without saying there are some things they will get wrong, since the data sets are not perfect and contain errors and outdated information, so double check the responses. I'm going to show you what I use these AI tools for, but first, for those who aren't familiar with ChatGPT or Bard, this is how you use them. For ChatGPT, you need to go to chat.openai.com and sign up to create a free account. Now you're in, you'll see this search box where you input your request. So let's try out some real-life situations. Say you got a parking fine and you have grounds to appeal it, but you have to put together your defense in a letter or an email when you really don't have the mental capacity or the time. You can prompt ChatGPT to write one for you, and you just saved yourself the stress and the time. First, I need to know what are the grounds to appeal. I'm not going to waste my time by asking Google and reading through various websites because I can just ask ChatGPT. On what grounds can I appeal a parking fine from Manchester City Council? Okay, and I'm going to hit enter. And just within a matter of seconds, it's given me 5 grounds of appeal. I can also just tell it to formulate my email. It will remember my previous request, so it will continue answering bearing that in mind. So for example, now I'd say, now write me a letter addressed to this council to appeal my parking fine on the grounds of, let's see, number 2. And I'm just gonna, number 2, faulty equipment. Just copy that in. I'm gonna hit enter. Ooh, there we go. Within a matter of seconds, it has formatted a letter. I believe that the fine should be cancelled based on the grounds of faulty equipment as outlined in the notice. So I just told it to refer to number 2, faulty equipment, and it has correctly done so in this letter. I think this is being too nice, so I'm going to ask it to make it less polite. Let's see what it does. I expect the Manchester City Council to conduct a fair and unbiased review of this appeal. I demand that the penalty charge be withdrawn without delay. Okay, so now I can just take this and make some adjustments and send that off, and I just saved a lot of time. On the left, it will categorize your chats and aptly title them itself, and it saves all your chats. So if you want to start a new topic, just create a new chat. Okay, another example. If you have a ton of research to do and a bunch of papers to read online and you want a summary, you can copy and paste the link to the article or paper or even YouTube video into ChatGPT or Bard and tell it to summarize it for you. This is a 1 hour and 56-minute video on YouTube, although I have sat through every second of this. But say I just want a summary of this video. I'm going to take the link and copy it, go into ChatGPT, and then ask it to summarize. So, summarize this YouTube video in 1 paragraph. Cool. I'm going to paste in the video link and then also just the title of the video. Copy, paste. Okay. I don't think that gives me enough information, so I'm going to ask it, what are the main points in this video? Okay, so it's creating a list of, 7 points. So this is more specific. Now I have a pretty good summary of what that video is about. And this happens to me very regularly. Don't know what to eat and you only have a few ingredients in the fridge? Just put the ingredients into ChatGPT and tell it to create recipes for you using just those ingredients. Or you can get recipes and tell GPT and Bard to compile a shopping list from them. Or how about having to research your trip away with flights, hotels, things to do? Just ask GPT or Bard to do it for you and it will even put together an itinerary. Need a tutorial on something like how to play a ukulele? Or how to format Hollywood film scripts? Ask them to give you a tutorial. For Bard, you just need to have a Google account, which most of us do. Go on to bard.google.com and knock yourself out. Now, Google's Bard is newer than ChatGPT, so it has more up-to-date knowledge. ChatGPT's knowledge cutoff date is September 2021, meaning any events or information post-September 2021, it will not be aware of. Whereas Google Bard, let's ask it, what is Bard's knowledge cutoff date? Bard does not have a knowledge cutoff date. This means I can access and process information from the real world through Google search and keep my response consistent with search results. Okay, and I didn't even ask it about ChatGPT, but it's told me that ChatGPT, on the other hand, has a knowledge cutoff date of September 21. This means GPT can only access information that was available before that date. As a result, GPT may not be able to answer questions about recent events or trends. I interchange between GPT and Bard, but for someone like me, I'm a foodie, I love fine dining, I'm Muslim, so I can only eat halal meat. So I can ask Bard to compile me a list of halal fine dining eateries in England right now. Whereas ChatGPT can only tell you of halal eateries up until 2021, so this list is outdated. You can even ask Bard, what is the difference between you and ChatGPT? So it tells you that GPT is trained on a data set of text and code that was collected up until 2021. And Bard is trained on a data set that is constantly being updated with new information from the internet. So that means it has access to the latest news, research, other data, which allows me to provide a more comprehensive and more up-to-date answers to your questions. It also gives you this nifty table here that you can export to Google Sheets. Now you have an idea of what these tools can do for you. Let me show you exactly how I use it, how it improved my life, and how it can improve yours. Let's do an exercise together. I want you to think about your daily workday. If you don't have a job or you're studying, I want you to think about a task that you do day in and day out that preoccupies most of your everyday life. For me, that would be writing scripts or pitches. Think about what is the most challenging part of that task that you wish you could improve. Is it the workflow? You can't think of a solution? The task takes up too much time, which increases your workload. Think of the main problems. Got them? Now take those problems and ask GPT or Bard how it can help you. This all depends on how well you prompt these bots. The more specific you are with detailed information, the better response it can generate. So let me show you how I do that and why it's been life-changing. I may be super creative and have unique ideas, but I'm also an extreme procrastinator and suffer from dangerous perfectionism. So it becomes a battle to transform these ideas into reality. Say I have a documentary idea that I want to pitch about the taboo of mental health conditions in British South Asian communities. I can get most of the points down on paper, but it's not flowing. I'm unnecessarily procrastinating over the format. I'm running out of time. It's stressing me out. I need help. What I do now is ask ChatGPT or Bard to help me. Let's try a hypothetical example. Watch how I prompt this. Write me a pitch for a 60-minute BBC Three documentary about a successful British South Asian woman suffering from a suspected neurodivergent condition, but is struggling to get diagnosed because of poor healthcare access and rejection of her community. Ooh. The title, Breaking the Silence, Unmasking Neurodiversity. In the bustling multicultural city of London, a remarkable British South Asian woman named Aisha grapples with a hidden struggle. Aisha is highly accomplished, a successful entrepreneur, and a symbol of empowerment for her community. However, behind her achievements lies a profound battle with an undiagnosed neurodivergent condition. Okay, this is great. It delves into the ingrained expectations placed on women like Aisha, where mental health issues are often overlooked or dismissed. Great. Let's ask it to include the budget for a production like this. Let's see. So it's given me, wow, a budget breakdown for the production, pre-production, production, post-production, other expenses, and the total estimated budget of £110,000. And we can ask, what is a BBC Three production budget for 60-minute docs in England? As a reference, the average budget range for a BBC Three documentary can be between £100,000 and £300,000. So it looks like I'm within budget. Now include who the audience is for this film. Okay, great. So I've instructed it to include this piece of information in the pitch. So it's revised the pitch. It's for people who are neurodivergent and their families. It's for the South Asian community to challenge cultural stigmas surrounding mental health. And it's also for healthcare professionals and educators. Now I have all this inspiration to create a meaty pitch. And just doing that exercise has re-energized me and sparked that passion again for the story, which often gets lost in the process of putting a pitch together when you're just stressing. I can now use this as a guide. I wouldn't just copy and paste this because I know I can write it better with my unique flair. Plus, I want it to be written by me and not the work of a bot. But it saved me time and stress and anxiety of not being able to get the pitch right. So by decreasing that paralysis I used to have, I can now kickstart and complete my pending project that I have previously been procrastinating over for months, which is unhealthy because for obsessive people like myself, it can lead to depression and anxiety. This is why I would really encourage procrastinators, people who are neurodivergent, people who suffer from OCD to use ChatGPT and Bard in their daily life. Yes, there are dangers to this and questions of ethics, such as potential plagiarism and becoming overly reliant on these chatbots that you no longer use your own initiative. But with power comes responsibility. And that's essentially what this is. It's powerful. So how are you going to responsibly empower yourself with this tool? You could be sitting on $1 million business idea, but you haven't had the time to get the ball rolling or you don't even know where to start. Let's change that today. One business idea could be sustainable corporate event planning and consulting. Let's ask Bard how it can help me. I have a business idea, sustainable corporate event planning and consulting, where you host fun and sustainable events that are good for the environment and good for employees. Create a business model for me. Cost structure, marketing strategy, financial projections. You can expect to generate a profit of 10 to 20%. And now you can take that model and do what you will, ask further questions, do your research. Perhaps you want to apply to a bunch of jobs, but you know the pain of having to write 20 different cover letters and CVs for the many applications you're going to send off that day. Do yourself a favor and ask GPT or Bard to create a CV for you and all those different cover letters. And finally, you can use ChatGPT as what I call ChatGP. Now, I'm not telling you to rely on ChatGPT as a health professional, but it can help you understand ailments and health issues in a way that your doctor perhaps cannot. It's no secret, the quality of healthcare in the UK, which was once considered the best in the world, is now appalling. And I found that doctors in general around the world are not well versed when it comes to women's health, treating mental disorders and gastro issues. If you suspect that you've been misdiagnosed, for example, really research your condition on GPT or Bard, and the answer might just help change your life. I mean, this man claims that ChatGPT saved his dog's life. I must reiterate, these chatbots do not replace professional medical care. So do not use it as an alternative to qualified healthcare. So what's the future of this technology? This is unprecedented. Never have we in human history had access to open source AI at our fingertips. There are new AI tools becoming available almost every week, and they are rapidly evolving. In this video, I've been using GPT 3.5, but you could upgrade for a fee to GPT Plus and have access to GPT 4. There are ways to use this for free. One of them is the new Microsoft Bing search engine that runs on GPT 4. Each update is obviously going to get crazier. For instance, ChatGPT 4 can understand images and soon will be able to describe pictures to you once that feature becomes openly available. This guy, who is a prompt expert, yes, that's his actual job, showed how GPT-4 impressively interpreted this meme and even explained why it's funny. It gets better. In the official ChatGPT-4 demo, the co-founder of OpenAI showed how GPT-4 understood his image of a rough sketch and transformed it into code and created a fully operational website. While these language bots are impressively advanced, other openly available AI tools are still not quite there. Like DID that I used at the beginning of this video, you can tell this is fake and you wouldn't get away with creating a good quality advertisement with this.
Fizar hopes this video will help you benefit.
But it won't be long before this tech will be crazy accurate, which begs the question, is this technology moving so fast that it could pose a threat to humanity? In March 2023, an open letter signed by industry leaders, including Elon Musk, was published, calling for a 6-month suspension on the development of large language models that are more powerful than GPT-4, so that we have time to study the risks and develop safety protocols. There are a few reasons why critics say this open letter is pointless, but I won't go into that because while they're debating, this is one of the very few times I would say jump on that bandwagon and use AI tools like ChatGPT and Bard to actually take your life to the next level. This video showed just brief examples of how these tools can change your life. The purpose of this video is to encourage you to take these tools and implement them in your life, however complicated the prompt is. To those who have already played in this field, what AI tools have you been using and which ones are your favorite? Tell us in the comments so we can all benefit. Also, check out different AI gurus out there who have great tips on how to prompt and lists of the latest AI tools that are changing the game almost every day. I follow Zain Khan and Hassan Bhatti. These guys do a great job of keeping you up to date with the industry in a fun way that doesn't seem like homework. But there are a plethora of gurus out there that you can follow to stay in the game. I wonder what I'll be talking about in my next video. Let's ask ChatGPT.